there has been a terrifying rise in just absolutely useless, downright scamming courses in the past few years. And in our current age of just rapid technological advancement, the expectation to make something of yourself has reached a boiling point. And with that, in recent years, there's been this explosion of an online subculture that suggests you have to have 18 different automated side hustles, or at the very least, you should be employed making 6 figures monthly. Better yet, weekly, daily. You should be flying first-class Emirates to the grocery store. And if you haven't created thousands of products flying off your digital shelves into the void by the age of 20, you are behind. But that's okay, that's okay. I can help you. I can help you become a high-value individual. Buy my course. You know, there's just a sea of get-rich-quick courses sold by fake gurus. Courses like this have been around since courses have been a thing. But lately, I've seen terrible, no-substance courses pop up in the most bafflingly useless categories for an absolutely absurd price. A $4,900 course that's on sale for $900. It's a lifetime access bundle to magic, wealth prosperity, Japanese celestial luck magic, voice of the void, health magic. I'm not against selling a product, I'm not against selling a course. It's more so the fact that they effectively provide nothing to the person, but are asking an insane price for it. Like, many courses are great, you know, it's not that courses are bad, it's that there's just been an absolute poisoning of what that word even means right now. There's a good question of why do these things even exist? Why is this specific thing spiraling out of control? Why are they making courses instead of something else? And we'll get into all of that, but first I'd like to thank Raycon for sponsoring today's video. They got us through some dark endeavors on the channel before. They're back with the fan favorite everyday earbuds classic model, and it's now better than ever with active noise cancellation, which is my favorite feature because I like to listen to music without environmental sounds getting in the way. They also have 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery, which is perfect for me because, let's be honest, how often do you think I remember to charge things? The answer is never. I never do, but luckily with these, that hasn't really been a problem because they last so long on one charge, which of course helps me out when I'm doing my longer art sessions. And see, something that might seem a bit basic, but I really appreciate about Raycon is the fact that they fit my ears perfectly. See, I used to have a problem with other earbuds consistently. They never fit my ears because I have weird ears, okay? Not just because my ear is shaped a little weirdly on the outside, but because the part of the ear that the earbud goes into was always like too small. So any other pair of earbuds I tried would just fall out or be incredibly uncomfortable and hurt. But Raycon has optimized gel tips for a comfortable custom fit. So, you know, no matter what kind of ears you have, you're gonna be able to find a comfortable fit with these. So if you're interested, you can go to buyraycon.com/Savantics to get 20% off the fan favorite everyday earbuds classic, sponsored by Raycon. Thanks to Raycon for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to disintegrating our brains. Why is this specific thing spiraling out of control? Why are they making courses instead of something else? People who are starting on this path are seeing those who came before them, and they're seeing a huge profit margin, right? They are seeing how much money you can make from this versus like a t-shirt or something, or drop shipping. I certainly hope these ratings are not all from when this thing was $144. I hope it was like priced at like $5 before, and that's where most of these are coming from, because if that is true, right, and they have 161 ratings on this, then that would be per sale with a print-on-demand service, not much. But obviously, if you price one course at $400, that's a lot more. When they're setting it up, they might have to pay for some minor subscription services or some minor premium tools, and the income from these can be passive or they can be incredibly low involvement. When they are creating it, they can work remotely on it. Person has a make a course using ChatGPT entirely video. Plus these things, if it's on most subjects, tend to be evergreen products. And, you know, trending, it comes, it goes, but evergreen means it's going to be something that's going to be persistently relevant over a long time, just indefinitely. So why do people buy these courses? They're struggling in whatever area the course promises to fix. In the descriptions, they often start bringing up every single insecurity the person could have, raising questions, so the person has more questions and starts spiraling further about their own insecurities while they're one click away from purchase. They use the power of testimonies to boost credibility. And the thing about these testimonies, right, is we have to acknowledge that when you see testimonies testimonies on courses like this, it's not like somebody just randomly said, oh my god, my results are so fantastic, let me message you out of the blue. It's usually the person asks a question, hey, what do you think of the program? Did you get results? And then the person replies only once they have been prompted by the person selling the course. You can see the prompting message cut off in a bunch of these screenshots. It's not that the person who actually took the course randomly said, you know what, I can't wait to share how much this impacted me. Instead, they are coerced to give a reply, and then that reply is used. They also, of course, use scarcity tactics to try to scare the person into buying immediately, so that way they don't have time to think about their decision. These courses don't want people purchasing from a place of logic, they want people purchasing from a place of emotional desperation. The more time the person has to think, bad, no thinking aloud. You need to get them emotional, like they're scared, and that you might be a little nugget of hope. That's the key. So scarcity tactics are saying, hey, you don't have time to think about this, buy me now, come here now. And they just keep like trying to plant little seeds, basically saying, you are wasting your life if you are not a cajillionaire by 23. You are wasting your life. Where are you? You can't commit to a decision, you can't even commit to click purchase. After you've really gone in there, right? You've really taken a look at their insecurities and said, you know what? Let me make it worse. You then have your course that is propped up as valuable. It feels like a valuable spend. It feels like an investment. When it comes to financial ones, they are literally marketed as a financial investment. Yeah, you'll lose a lot of money, but you'll make it back anyway because we're about to make you rich. But then you see this all the time with health courses, relationship courses, whatever, and it's just so sick, you know what I mean? Like, buy this course, never struggle with a health problem. Hey, did you know that loving yourself comes from something outside of yourself? It comes from my course. It doesn't come from anything in you, it comes from me. It's incredibly sinister that when you look up the categories these things are mostly cropping up in, they're the areas in which people are the most vulnerable. Self-help, mindfulness, spirituality, health, business and wealth, parenting, and relationships. These are areas where people are usually searching for meaning or worth, wanting to feel like they matter. They want to excel in this area, to feel like they are doing life better. They see these wounds, they see them, and then they stick their $500 knowledge bundle course in the wound and twist it. And does that sound too gross? Yeah, a little, but it is gross. Here's one called How to Win the 200,000 Guaranteed, and it's about poker, right? It is effectively titled How to Get a Lot of Money Right This Second. It's going for $800. Promising guaranteed results, which is the exact opposite of gambling. If you want guaranteed results, do not gamble. They've reduced people to a consumer, a number, and their goal is to farm people. So they talk about product strategy, and they label these insecurities in people as pain points. That's all they see them as, a pain point, a problem to solve. But what the course does is it makes the person feel inadequate because either the person who made the course will put more questions in the course to make the person feel like they're missing something, then they buy the next thing, and then they hit the same wall, they buy the next thing, they hit the same wall. It keeps looping until the person eventually gets fed up and breaks free of it. But some of the people who make these are very skilled at manipulation, so they're very skilled at making sure that won't happen. Like, a lot of these programs have built-in communities. That might seem like a valuable thing at first, right? Like, okay, if people are buying these courses to gain access to a community of like-minded individuals, that sounds good. It can be, but in a lot of cases, that idea of community just makes it harder for the person to leave because now they've made friends there. So now if they're like, yeah, I don't want to keep paying for this thing, and they get kicked out, that's pretty rough. The group also serves as an echo chamber in which that one idea that this course is a godsend keeps amplifying and furthering without much questioning coming into play. These things shatter confidence in people when the advice contained within them obviously doesn't work. When they're packaged like a one-size-fits-all solution and then you can't even get the results that the thing promises, you feel useless. You feel like you can't even follow through on some basic instruction. Really, it's not your fault. It's that the entire thing was garbage, but they're really good at putting on a front that things worked out well for them. So if it doesn't work out for you, I guess you just suck. Hey, struggling person, let me just take everything you have left. Yeah, I know you're struggling. Yeah, I know you're living paycheck to paycheck, but like, it's just $900. What do you have? Broke person mentality? That'll come back. Just do it. And another weird thing about all of this is that a lot of these accounts, right, on TikTok or wherever wherever they are marketing their courses, they're also copy and paste. They found a winning formula, it works, they run with it. These people are following the winning strategy, right? That's how they want to sell their courses, and a lot of these spaces online basically say, pick your niche and be specific. Make a little avatar for who your audience is, who are you addressing, who's your product for, and be specific. Don't make it too broad. So what they do is they don't just say, oh, I want to help people make money online. They're going to say, oh, I want to help young men make money online. And then these courses typically use words like high value man. They narrow their courses down to be gender specific most times, I've noticed. Not all of them, but typically you don't just see a get rich quick course. Typically it has either a female angle or it has a male angle. And then a lot of the women courses say helping women make money online, helping women be their own boss, something divine feminine. It's just another thing that demonstrates how they have picked a route here and they are not deviating from it at all. They are all just copy and paste. Okay, so this one is Ascension Masculine Transformation One-on-One Coaching. Limited time offer to level up as a man. We will work on your beta behaviors and beta drivers. There's only one kind of man in this world, an alpha. If you're not an alpha, you're a beta, and if you're a beta, you're not a man. You need to stop worrying about your PC drivers, and you need to uninstall the beta driver, install the alpha driver so you can install some bitches. You're so busy looking at pixels, worried about ones and zeros, but you gotta be worrying about 1 followed by 6 zeros in your bank account. And there's this very clear cycle here of more and more courses coming out from people who are not succeeding in the space because the competition is just exploding. More and more people are trying to create these, less and less people are breaking through, and you're just seeing a bunch of online space being occupied by these courses. And while these have always been a thing, it feels like the problem is accelerating due to a bunch of different reasons. People are at home now, they're doing more stuff remotely, like they want to have a remote job and they want to do some more education remotely, which leads to them being more interested in buying courses. And it also leads to people looking for courses that are going to teach them to have a remote job, which is what a lot of these do. There's the advancement in artificial intelligence, which is allowing these things to exist. It's allowing anybody to make them. You're seeing attention spans go down, so people are not as eager to be patient and wait out long-term solutions. They want a fix immediately. These things promise to fix things immediately. People are feeling increasingly lonely. They're feeling isolated. This is where the relationship courses, the self-help, the mindfulness, all of that stuff starts coming into play. And the conversation around all of these struggles are ramping up, and people are desperately wanting a solution, which is where these things have slotted in perfectly. And there's something I really want to talk about personally, right? As this video comes to a close, it's really weird. When browsing through the hundreds of videos of these gurus, it made me feel significantly worse. When you are entrenched in that money-making, I'm rich algorithm, it hurts. Like, it kind of hurts mentally when you see all these people flaunting wealth, flaunting their trips, flaunting whatever. Even though money isn't the point, it gets in your head just a little bit, right? That like, oh wow, people can just go wherever they want on the planet. Like, they can just afford anything. And then you're sitting there and, you know, you can't do it. So you start thinking, what am I doing wrong? And that's where it starts. It starts with planting that seed, and it starts with that thought of, what am I doing wrong? That leads people to fall down these things and, you know, take these sorts of paths. If I can just do that, then I won't feel so wrong. But these people, they want you to feel like you need them, because at the end of the day, they need you desperately. It's a surprisingly competitive niche. There's like thousands of people doing the exact same thing they're doing. So they need you to find them interesting compared to every other option out there. But yeah, I don't know how to close this video. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.